What's up, everybody? What's up? I hope everybody's doing well, fine and fantastic. Make sure you're doing your thing. Make sure with this upcoming 2025, as I record this, make sure you're doing your thing, your plans, making plans, goals, objectives, all that kind of stuff. All right, so let's dig into it. Let's show a quick video by Lil Bow Weezy, or Bow Weezy, whatever he's calling himself nowadays.
But Trappy. Check this out, gang. It's coming from your boy Bow Weezy, right? I never met you, don't know you, know nothing. But I will say this, because I've been watching from afar. I'm not the type of nigga to jump in people's business, but I was once young, about to make a lot of money, and I know how this shit go. So I need you to hear me out. Number one, I don't want you feeling as though everybody jumping down your back or cats is hating. That's that young nigga mentality. I want you to look at this like niggas care about you. And especially in our community and in this industry, not a lot of brothers get the opportunity like you about to get. You know what I mean? You about to get the biggest check in your life. You about to go to the NFL. And all we are doing is waking you up, young brother. Because if you don't see what the fuck is going on, gang, if we didn't give a fuck, we'll let you crash out. But from one player to the next, hey, my nigga, I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but I want you to open up your eyes, man. There's no reason why she commenting on another nigga page, an NBA nigga, with heart eyes and the motherfucking money tongue out. That's your fiance. Wake up, young brother. Fiancés don't move like that. I ain't never had one of my motherfucking girls ever lay next to me in the same crib as me under another nigga page, leaving heart eyes with the money tongue out. Total violation. That bitch would have been packing up her shit and getting the fuck out my crib that day. I don't play that shit. You out. And it's like, Trappy.
All right, so we're back from that, and so let's just talk about this situation. Truth be told, I have not been following the full scope of the Travis Hunter situation. I know he's a Colorado Buffalo player, Heisman Trophy winner, highest accolade or award that can be given to a college athlete for football. Great prospect for the NFL. I haven't watched much more of that. I want to make this video today to talk to the young boys out there and to the parents, really, to the parents, because these young boys grow up and they enter into this field ill-prepared, ill-equipped a lot of times because no one is talking to them. I made a video about why nobody told me this, what I wish I knew in my 20s and 30s, and here this young man is, Travis Hunter, in his 20s. We saw Bow Wow try to give him some game as to what is and what is not true, and what he could and should learn from this scenario. I agree that people are coming at him in a place of love. People are trying to tell him to be careful, to get a prenup, to this girl isn't really into you like that. There's all these different, what I would call yellow flags, but other people are calling red flags. All these different flags out here telling you about what's going on. Now, again, I'm not going to pretend to know everything that was said on social media. Whatever it was in his inbox, whatever you're seeing, he said, I got to delete this, and I'm going to stand by my woman. On one hand, you got to respect that. On one hand, you got to respect that somebody would say, listen, I'm going to stand by my woman. On the other hand, there's a lot of wisdom out here from gray-headed people who are telling you, we've seen this movie before. We've seen how this play ends. And oftentimes it doesn't end well. We see ladies get knocked up. We see ladies, use you for your money. There's an extremely high divorce rate once people leave the NFL or NBA. I mean, it's high no matter what, but for those particular athletes who were married, everything was fine and dandy. Next thing you know, then they divorce. Now, there's probably other reasons. Right now, they're home, they're bored, they don't have any place to release their aggression. They were never really a good husband in the first place. There's probably a ton of reasons for that. But you're looking at losing a fortune. Now, Travis Hunter is already a millionaire, thanks to the changes within the NCAA, profit sharing and all that. So there's a lot of people who are just trying to put him on game, just trying to get him hip to what's going on. So one of the first things that I would say is, why isn't he listening? Why can't young men listen? I was young, as Bow Wow said. I was young. I was young and dumb. And there's full of full of arrival material, baby making material, if you will, right? I was young and dumb, wasn't able to listen. People tried, looking back, people try to tell you, but you can't get it into them. All you can do is tell them. It's difficult. It's hard. It's frustrating to see people who we can, see going down this path. Tell them the bridge is out. Tell them this path leads to destruction. Tell them this path leads to nowhere, and yet they continue down that path any old way. They did some update on my phone. It was looking kind of funky now. I don't know what they did, man. I don't know what. I don't know. They're always doing something, tweaking something. Crazy. Why did y'all do this? Now the whole screen isn't even taken up. What did they do to this phone? Crazy. So he's just not able to listen. Young guys like that who are particularly if you're sexually, I'm sure he is sexually active. I guess there's allegations that when she met him, that he was a cheater, and she didn't want to give him his number and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know all the ins and outs and details of their relationship, how they met and all that. But when you're young and you're a guy and you got this testosterone flowing through your body, you are on a drug. You are on a drug. If it's not clear, you are on a drug. You are on a mission to get this thing to be competitive, to fight, to win, to get where you want to be, to sleep with as many available young ladies as possible. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. And this is where Travis Hunter is. And that's the reason he's not listening. I mean, there is a clip of Deion Sanders, if I can find it, saying that he's telling him to get a prenup. But Deion is in my estimation a great coach, and he's turning out to be a great human being. From what I can see, I don't know the guy personally or his personal life, but he's a guy who made a ton of mistakes in his life, ton of mistakes. I think he's married twice. And he just made a lot of mistakes, and he's just, from the advice, from his press conferences that I've seen him give, he's matured, and that's kind of where I am. That's why I'm doing these videos. Like I made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes as a young man in my 20s. I made a lot of mistakes, and it's kind of funny looking back as a 51-year-old guy. And I remember when I was in my 20s, people used to think I was serious and I had my stuff together. Man, looking back, I made a ton of mistakes, and that's just what Travis Hunter is, man. And he may say one day that these people try to tell me I deleted my this and I was under a spell. And it's unfortunate, and it's all that. But that doesn't mean that you should stop talking, stop trying, stop giving advice, stop trying to intervene, stop trying to do whatever. It doesn't mean you should stop. It means you have to really kind of guide them through it. But unfortunately, some mistakes and some lessons in life have to be learned by going through it. They have to be learned by going through it. They say a smart person will learn from their mistakes, but a wise person will learn from the mistakes of others. And I'm hoping that this can be a lesson, what Travis is going to go through, and thanks to social media and all this, we can follow his career a lot more closely, and not only his NFL career, but his social career, if he chooses to reactivate his social media, depending on how active he wants to be. But it's that can be a blessing and a curse. It can be certainly a blessing to the young men coming at them about how to choose a woman correctly and all that kind of stuff, right? And again, I applaud him for sticking by his woman. I applaud the girl for she went on social media, and I guess she said some stuff. I don't know what she said. I didn't watch it, but whatever she said, nobody was buying it, and all that kind of stuff. Now, I did watch a small clip of her saying when they were at the Heisman Trophy event, in which Travis Hunter won, and he was taking pictures with fans and stuff. where she said that, what do you want me to do? Just sit here. And people were kind of blowing this up. Oh, what's wrong with this chick? She's not on his side. Apparently that wasn't the whole story, full story. Apparently the full story was, do you want me to stay here or go with your friends or go with your mother? I don't know. And it may be true that this whole thing is blown out of proportion and this is nothing but media sensation and media hype trying to get baits and clicks and trying to bait us in to get the clicks and likes and keep the content going, keep the conversation moving. It could all be that, but here's what I am saying, that if he doesn't listen, and if it is the negative thing that we're seeing a young man who's not listening to other young men, we're seeing a young man who's not listening to older men, it's because he's under a spell. Whether it's the phenomenal sugar box that this woman has, or it's just the amount of testosterone or a combination of the two that are flowing through his veins. And it's and listen, I share Bow Wow's frustration. I share the frustration of everyone else, every aged, mature man who's looked at their life and said, man, I wish that I would have done things differently. And I share the frustration because they're trying to give what I think is good advice and coming from a good place. And it's unfortunate that Travis Hunter can't see it. All right. So let me end this off by saying that I hope and I wish that any parents out there would truly be a guiding force for your children, whether they're on their way to college, whether they're having a budding music or art career, or whether they are probably not that much of a problem with the music and arts, but or they obviously have a sports career. Even if they're just going to college, just a regular kid just going to college, man, it can be such a tempting place. The first time of freedom, the parties, experimentation with street pharmacists, all this kind of stuff, man. We can't bubble wrap them from the world, and it's unfortunate that he's in this place. But this is life, and this is the way that it is. And when you're gifted like this man is, and the world is calling for you and beckoning to you, you got to have that discipline, the internal drive and discipline to do this. Now, you can't ever forget about Kobe Bryant, who got married fairly young. And we can't ever forget about LeBron James and others who were high school sweethearts. And this may be the situation. This may be a rough patch, and this might bond them together. We don't know. We don't know what tomorrow holds. We don't know what's going to happen and all that. But, and Kobe Bryant, if I remember correctly, his father and mother, were not approving of his choice. But he made a choice, stood by it, and it turned out to be a great choice. I mean, they had their ups and downs, obviously, but it made a great choice, and that's it. So that's my thoughts. That's my opinions about that's my thoughts and that's my opinion about it. So let me know your thoughts or opinions. And again, I'm saying to you, young men, try to listen. If you're in this situation, you're going away to college, you're seeing a girl, you're an average guy, you're seeing a girl that nobody approves of, right? Try to sit back and try to say, hey, listen, what are they really saying? Is this girl really for me, or am I starstruck? Am I p-whipped because of this, right? And you really gotta kind of think about that. If you're a young man, try to have a moment of sobriety and clarity to really try to assess where you're at, and then ask yourself, why are these older people with gray hair, even sometimes in their 30s, trying to tell me about this? Are they able to see something? Are they jealous? This is what we tell ourselves. They don't know. It's different for me. You guys are jealous. My girl, maybe that's your situation, but that's not my situation. All right, brother. I mean, we're just trying to tell you, trying to give you some things to look at, because we've seen this movie. As a 51-year-old guy, I've seen this movie. I see how it plays out. And, and the young guys who are in their 30s, They've seen it too. They've been through it. They know a girl like that. So just give it some thought. When you have a moment of clarity, when you're laying in your bed at night, staring at the ceiling, when you're by yourself, just have a moment of clarity and just think, what is it? What could they possibly be saying? And are they really just jealous? Are they coming from a different place? Or maybe some people really are trying to look out for me. Maybe some people really are trying to look out for me. So let me know your thoughts or your opinions. Much love and peace.